I wish that had been on film.
Throughout the interview, your eye lines should be to each other.
Okay. You're very specific now. This is not unscripted at all.
Yeah.
This is very scripted.
Hi, welcome to Movie Phone Unscripted.
Yeah. Don't look anywhere but here.
I'm going to let you be here.
Put a wall up.
And scene. Hi.
Scene.
Welcome to Movie Phones Unscripted. I'm Sandra Bullock, and I'm here with the very talented and handsome.
Handsome.
You're very Jim Hansen.
It's very Hansen.
His name's Jim Hansen in the film, but his real name.
Oh, my real name, yes. I'm Julian McMahon.
And we're here to answer some of the questions that you've presented to us, and we're also going to ask some of our own very personal questions.
Very personal.
And I'm going to start with the first question.
You are?
Yes.
Okay.
So sit back and relax.
Oh, really?
No, you can't look at the questions.
Okay.
Sit back. Yeah.
Good.
Which is more challenging, working in television or in film?
Well, I think that every character poses its own challenges, and they're all they're just different, you know.
Is the rapid pace of TV hard? Because don't you have to learn like 60 pages in a day?
Yeah. Oh, you're going to come on my show. And
I've told you, I'm going to be the last episode. I want to be the last episode, and I just get it'd be like overhauling.
Yeah. Everything?
You turn me into like Gina Lola
yeah.
Brigida.
I don't know, what would we turn her into?
There's a couple things that could grow.
Oh, yeah? Okay, like what? Like a chia pet?
Chia pet,
yes, love.
Don't you just love them? How many people have wanted one of those? You see the commercial, you go, oh, I'm going to buy that for someone else.
You never had a chia pet? No?
No, I had a German mother. Chia pet seemed...
I used to get these little...
Is that what they do in Australia? When you do this, you get the...
You do that and you get a chia pet.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I used to grow onions out of my chia pet. In fact, I had one. I got the other day for my daughter, but it didn't work.
I don't think this is anything that Ty wanted to know.
To the Australian.
Are they?
I'm sorry. What was the? Yeah. What? Where the hell
difference
did I go?
Between television and film, which is
the difference between television and film. I'm glad you're keeping on track.
Yeah.
It's much faster. There's no comparison.
Television is.
Television is much faster, and it's a lot. Doing TV is that eventually, you do it for 6 months, 9 months, 10 months, and it's exhausting.
Yeah.
And particularly like my show, I talk a lot on my show, and it's all rapid fire dialogue, you know what I mean?
There is a great rhythm that you guys have.
And exactly, it's that rhythm you want to keep, and it's tough. Premonition is a psychological thriller.
True.
What was most attractive about this genre and this film in particular?
I've always liked the older thrillers, like the Hitchcockian thrillers, where they couldn't rely on, bells and whistles and things to sort of pop out. I admired being able to silently mess with your head, whether it's the creak of a floor, or is there something looming? Is there something missing from the story? Will someone find out something, a secret that's being kept? And I've always wanted to do that, but I didn't really find them. And then Premonition came along.
What's wrong?
Okay, I guess it's nothing. What I find really interesting is your background, being from Australia. You've worked a lot, and it's amazing how varied and different your work has been. Do you feel like now, finally, everything that you've worked for is paying off and catching up to you? Do you feel like now you feel good? Do you feel grounded, or do you still feel like I need to prove something?
I still feel like I need to prove something.
Oh.
But I don't feel like I need to prove something to anybody else, just to myself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've certainly worked a lot, but there's so many characters. Inside of all of us actors, I feel like there's so many different personalities and so many characters. In fact, inside of a lot of people I know that aren't actors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just love studying people. I love studying humanity, and I love studying mannerisms. I find people fascinating and interesting. Mm-hmm. And so there's so many different things that I want to portray, and there's so many messages that I'd like to get across that I feel like, I don't know if I could ever fulfill all of those.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful question, by the way.
Just pulled it
I
out.
might have to borrow that one. Talking about somebody who's from somewhere else. Where were you born?
That's not the question.
No, but where were you born?
Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C.?
Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
Germany.
Germany. Yeah. The director was German as well.
The DP was German.
The DP.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
Or composer.
Anybody else?
Composer.
German? The composer was German. Good. Anybody else on the movie German as well? Vincent Stanchen Schnitzel.
No, Winston Stanchen Schnitzel
was
of Austrian descent.
Austrian. Okay. Well,
Very different.
there was a lot of German.
There wasn't
bantering.
a lot.
There was a lot of German bantering on our set.
Not really.
No, whenever somebody got like heated or something, or somebody wanted to communicate something that they probably didn't want somebody else to hear, it would go in German, and I'd be like, oh great.
I think there's a question for me that I think has disappeared.
Were there challenges in the filming movie in which time is non-linear?
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that, I think I said earlier, films, you can have a 60-day shoot, and each one of those days in those 60 days, as you know, is shot completely out of order. So you as the actor and the director and everyone else has to keep track of what's happened before the scene you're getting ready to shoot that makes shooting the scene possible. You have to backtrack emotionally, go, this hasn't happened yet, so I can't
Where'd
be
you
feeling
come
this.
from?
Exactly.
Where are you going?
All those levels. What information did I have? Did I not know? And then on top of that, for this film, then my days being out of order for the character was even that much more confusing. And then finding the different levels of, have I been grieving? Am I at the second part? Am I grieving? Am I angry now? Am I waking up after having cried all day? Then you got to get yourself to that place, calm down, go to sleep, and then it wasn't a pretty time for me. Menon loved it. He loved the fact that I was falling apart. He's like, this is great. I think you should do this. This is where you should be. And I said, no, this is not where I should be.
Ever.
Yeah, ever again.
So what was your favorite part about shooting the movie?
I think our crew. What they just had gone through with Katrina and people coming with the clothes on their back, no house, their family, and the humor that the stories that they would tell us. Remember our props guys and just their resilience in the moment made me so happy. Unlike the stories that they would tell, and they said we can joke about it because we were there. Yeah. So it was the whole experience. I think you had to stop yourself and go, I'm complaining about this. When I can look to any one of these people on this set and go, they have nothing. And they're here and happy to work, and they're having a great time. So I think just sharing that lifetime, those 3 months, I think were 3 really good months spent in my lifetime.
And just to think of losing all of that, what an extraordinary challenge it would be just to emotionally and physically just get back on your feet and start walking it properly again, And they trucked all the way north to Shreveport.
We were supposed to shoot this in New Orleans.
Yeah. And the Louisiana Film Commission was very generous in helping people and putting people up and all that kind of stuff. And
you know what? That state took
just to watch it come together.
Tried its best to take care of its own.
Take care of its own. It was just so beautiful. It's your outro. We're done already.
It's our outro.
I was just starting to warm up.
Yeah, well, this has to be fast paced. They're going to edit us down, so we're just going to get little clips. Yeah.
Oh.
So
they could maybe do a 3-part thing. You know what I'm saying?
Of actors who are talking, who think they're saying really important things when they're not.
Rapid fire about
when they're not.
Nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think we get enough of that on the news. Anyway. I would like to thank you, Julian.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Julian. So nice to have you here.
Sandra.
On the movie phone, Sandra.
Sandra, it's wonderful to be here.
Potato.
It was just an honor working with you, and it was, seriously.
We had a great time. We had a great experience, and we hope that you guys go see Premonition because a lot of good people worked on it. And I think
amazing.
And he's amazing.
What
actors do. We say you're great.
I wasn't saying for that.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Killing you on the road. I do all the tambourine. You get like a top hat.
It's very unscripted. Who cares?
It's unscripted.
Let's go again.
I think we can do a show in Australia.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Don't you think?
Like what kind of show?
I don't know.
I think we could do it here.
We're like a Regis and Kelly.
Oh, look at it. Sorry. I'm good at that.
You are good. Cocktail hour.
Cocktail hour.